Okay. There we go. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. There we go. And okay, so Nestris champ is frozen, which is great, but the game are going on as normal, so keep playing. It should eventually update. I mean, last time it happened, it okay, yeah, that should work as well. Tout à l'heure, ça arrive fresh au bout d'un moment. Ça, tu sais, ça speed up la game.
Ouais, c'est bon.
Okay, so it's working again. And we have already a long bar dependency for Bergtroll, but he's able to fill it in. Bit of a messy board for Shuichi on the bottom as well. But Richard not in a position to score, so... Okay, there we go, so he can catch up. And yeah, Bergtroll with a rough early game. Meanwhile, Gunter is banging Tetrises, but Bergtroll is back to safety.
Oh, close.
And he has
Just refresh. Okay.
plenty of time to... Oh, and a top out from Richard early on. So game number 1 is gonna go for to Shuichi. So does the game count for Shuichi or? Okay. 'Cause I think he was a bit distracted, but. Non, ça juste le début. Alright, so we still have a game on top. Or as soon as you guys are ready at the bottom, we can start over with game 2. So on top, Gunter in a drought. Bergtroll is out of the drought. Oh, and sadly Gunter covering the well right before the end of the drought. And we are on with game number 2 at the bottom. Shuichi winning fairly quickly. Richard with the early top out. Gunter with a bit of cleanup to do. That might allow Bergtroll to catch up, because Bergtroll is clean, but he's in a drought. So decent timing for Gunter to do cleaning, but he became long bar dependent himself and had to cover it before getting it. And another drought, but neither player really in a position to score. Okay, now Gunter is clean and will be able to score. So 1.4 Tetris lead for Gunter. So Bergtroll slowly catching up, and Richard off to a much better start than the previous game, because he not only already scored more than he did in the previous game, but he's ahead actually. After Shuichi. Let's see if he can keep this up. Oh, and I think he ghost burned, like he thought the line would clear and it didn't, and now his board is in trouble, and in the middle of a drought. He's double long bar dependent. And now everything is covered. The drought is still going. But he's okay, he's trying to burn this down. That's some nice recovery from Richard here. And it's a really long drought. Wow, 44. Finally, long bar is coming. And Shuichi in trouble himself as well. So rough pieces for both players. Can the power of rolling get Shuichi out of it? But I think for Richard it's gonna be the end. Yes, it's gonna be, but it's a chase down for Shuichi. He needs 180. Okay, and he's clear. Shuichi is gonna take game number 2 and move up to match point. Oh, sadly, Gunter having to cover the well despite those 2 bars coming. Okay, he's getting a 3rd one though. But now he has some cleanup to do. He's 90 points ahead coming into 19. And it's not too high of a board for 19, but it's still not too easy. Are we ready for game number 3 at the bottom? Oh, and the board is tricky for both players actually on top. 19 is a rough place to be. It's tough for both players. Oh, and the left side is almost unusable for Gunter with Das. He's trying to get a few more lines. Oh, that's some good survival. And we are starting off with the bottom. Oh, that's really good survival by Gunter here, but sadly it's not enough. On Das is just too hard. And it's gonna be a chase down for Bergtroll, but he's in trouble himself. Oh, that long bar is really helpful though. He has 70k points to catch up, a bit more than that. Now it's a bit more manageable for Bergtroll. He's still dependent a few pieces, but that S is gonna help. Oh, but that's I think a miss. Was it a misdrop or just oh, and now that's gonna be really tough to deal with, even with roll. Oh my god, this long bar might actually survive this. Oh, and he will. It still needs 50k though. The board is a bit more manageable now. Oh, is it already over at the bottom? I missed it.
Yep.
Okay, I missed it, but Shuichi took early game 3 and will qualify to the next round. Richard is eliminated. Sadly, I completely missed that because I was too focused on that game on top. Still 22k to catch up for Bergtroll. But now that board is back to safety. I'm on level 26. Should be able to make it. Only 9k left. And there we go, Bergtroll. Bergtroll with the chase down. And yeah, we had time to play the entire best of 3 on top. Meanwhile, we only got 1 game going in the bottom. Richard with not his best performance on the tournament, like he's capable of doing much better than what he showed in this set, sadly. So now we are back into a control change for Bergtroll. So now we are gonna update the seed and resume back with game number 2. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. There we go, game number 2. Bergtroll has taken game number 1 after quite a long and hectic chase down. But he got what matters in the end, which is the hurt. Both players still waiting for their first Tetris. Oh, Bergtroll with a late adjustment but able to score the Tetris. Gunter was not able to score and sadly still not because he covered the well right when the long bar came in. All the Tetris players know the struggle. This time though he will clear it up right on time for the next long bar. Sadly he is long bar dependent now with a bit of rough pieces and that tower in the middle. Not the easiest to navigate. And in the middle of a drought as well, so he has to take some delayed burns. The well is open again. But no long bar in sight. Okay, finally there is one. Ooh. Okay. That's still a rough board to deal with for Gunter. At least now the right side is open. But he's losing massive pace. Bergtroll with the early lead of 40k and another drought now for Gunter. At least he's able to score that Tetris, which also brings down the stack. Okay, now this is safer, but he still needs to clean up. Oh, he's gonna go for row 2 Tetris actually. And there we go, the dirty Tetris for Gunter. Surprisingly not losing that much pace. Bergtroll is also on doing row 2 Tetrises, which is very more common to see in roll compared to DAS. Bergtroll banging another row 2 Tetris. Gunter with a few dependencies but still able to score. Oh, now he's long bar dependent on the left side, but he's able to fill it up. The long bar came very quickly and he's gonna go for column 2. Oh, column 9, sorry. Column 9 Tetris. Which he got. And those setups have allowed Gunter to still be within Tetris reach of Bergtroll despite those long periods of messier boards. So he definitely dealt efficiently with that phase of the game. And now he's back to fully clean board. So is his opponent though having a smoother game. Gunter waiting for a long bar. Where is it? There it comes. Bergtroll also Tetris ready. I don't really know who's ahead in terms of the piece sequence. So yeah, Bergtroll was still around the Tetris lead, a bit less than that. And now we have Gunter in the lead by 5k, so that's some really good recovery from that rough early game. And we are into a drought, but Gunter was not Tetris ready, so it's only becoming an issue now. Okay, not too long of a drought. So Gunter with that tuck setup and the Tetris, a small hole though in the stack. That is gonna require some attention. Okay, that long bar fills in the dependency, but still not a really good looking board. It's gonna need some work with that tower of squares in the middle. Okay, that's a good sequence for Gunter, but yeah, that means the deficit he worked hard to erase. Now we will have to deal with it again. Bergtroll back with over two Tetrises lead. Gunter though again with a column 9 Tetris and set up for another column 9 Tetris, which he will get into transitions. 501 transition for Bergtroll, 448 for Gunter. And now it's gonna be tougher for Gunter in DAS to compete on 19. Oh, and the misdrop. Not deadly yet. Okay, Gunter. Gunter cleaning this up, which on DAS is yeah, any cleanup is difficult on DAS 19. And he didn't lose that much pace. And Bergtroll actually has a pretty messy board. And oh, Gunter in the drought had to cover up the well. And he's not able to deal with that, but that's what was so aggressive by Gunter. And it's gonna be tough to survive. He's able to get the long bar on the left, but that might be too tough to deal with off a board. But it's really hard to make the correct decision at those speeds, and Gunter is not able to survive this, and Bergtroll, as he was cleaning up his board, will get the win before needing to do so. So Bergtroll is gonna move up to 2-0, which makes it a match point, and we are in the loser bracket, so Gunter is actually facing elimination here. He has to win 3 games in a row against a roller if he wants to survive in this tournament that he is organizing. The newly crowned Spanish champion, actually. Through 1 Tetris. Here we go, game number 3. Bergtroll versus Gunter. Bergtroll with 2 match points here. And technically 3 if you count the decider, the potential decider as a match point as well. Both of these players are also the main organizers of this tournament. They are both really motivated to shine at home. It's pretty much yeah, nearly the only Tetris tournament, proper Tetris tournament we have in the country, so it's one of the few opportunities to shine. Of course, both have traveled for tournaments before. Both attended the CTWC DAS. And of course, Gunter, as I said, won CTWC Iberia. Which I think was very recently. Okay, yeah, oh yeah, okay, yeah, so it was early May, so it was like less than 2 weeks ago. Oh, never mind. It was in... I got whispered the wrong info. It was in September last year. It's a few months ago. Okay, Gunter with a Tetris lead here. But Bergtroll is ready to score one of his own. Oh, and didn't get the T-spin. So he's not Tetris ready anymore. He had to clean for the hole created. Gunter with a T-tuck filling the hole of his own and in a drought, but he's not Tetris ready anyway, so not too much of a problem yet. Now both players are ready, but both are in this drought. Gunter out of the drought and Bergtroll as well, both with the Tetris. The drought has been well navigated by both players. Oh, and Gunter actually setting up for the Tetris. He didn't take the safety triple, and that might not pay off. Because he's in trouble now. Okay, that's some good pieces. And now the Tetris. Thankfully that it was a really short drought. And actually he's able to stay neck and neck, but that could have been a lot more unfortunate than it was. And another drought. Quite a rough piece set. And Bergtroll actually having to cover the well. Meanwhile, Gunter is able to score the Tetris out of this drought. So he's gonna take more than a Tetris lead actually of 24k and another Tetris. Meanwhile, Bergtroll is actually in trouble. Okay, that long bar though is bringing him back to safety. Without falling too far behind on pace neither. The 100 line mark has been crossed by both players now, and it's 391 for Gunter, 349 for Bergtroll. Still anyone's games. And another Tetris for Gunter, but Bergtroll was ready as well and gets also a Tetris of his own. The gap is still around the Tetris in favor of Gunter. He has a few dependency. He chose to go for a center well for column 4. And he is Tetris ready on column 4 and he will get it. And that actually will bring him back to a clean board. So very efficient setup by Gunter, but it's now neck and neck. Not anymore. Gunter able to score another Tetris. Meanwhile, Bergtroll has some cleanup to do. Oh, Bergtroll with a few holes really high up the screen. That long bar though is gonna help. And he's into transition. For rolling it shouldn't be as bad to transition like that, but it's still not ideal. 518 transition from Gunter, 476 for Bergtroll. And a bit of a dependency for Gunter with some cleanup to do that should be manageable still.
They are all okay?
Yeah, it says you're connected, but no, okay, now the stream is back. Okay, hello again. The recording though is fine. So on the VOD you will have the full game, but you kind of missed the end of the game here. So Gunter won that game. He came into 19. I don't know exactly when the stream crashed. I guess you saw the transition to 19. Gunter was able to keep his lead and eventually Bergtroll topped out. So he's quickly mullining this because he had some decent pace. I don't think, yeah, this is not, especially with this board, it's not max out able for sure. But it was not regardless. Or maybe by setting up for 2 into 29. Still 832, a strong game for that. So oh yeah, let me add the earth for Gunter while they update the seeds. So one match point has been cleared for Gunter. So are we ready?
Attends, non, c'est pas Bergtroll, c'est Gunter qui gagne. Du coup, oui, du coup, c'est 2-2.
No, it's 2-1 for Bergtroll. The score was Cyvel ruining my work.
Attends, non, du coup, c'est 2. Oui, hein?
Il y avait 2-0.
Ah, pardon, oui, 2-1 pour. Oh là là, t'as raison.
Alright, so we are ready for game number 4 in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. There we go. Can Gunter force the decider? Only one way to find out is to keep watching the stream. An early Tetris lead for it was for Bergtroll, I believe, but now we are back to even. Yeah, Bergtroll is back to a Tetris lead. And Gunter with a few dependencies, not Tetris ready. Okay, now he got the pieces he needed. And there we go, boom, Tetris for Gunter. Ah, sadly, yes, that was not a Tetris, and he chose to not put it on column 9 for safety. But that means he's off to a 40k deficit. Oh, nice T-spin by Gunter here. And we pretty much got the shortest possible drought, aka 13 pieces drought. It's because in guideline Tetris, like modern Tetris, you're guaranteed a long bar every 12 piece at worst. It's considered a drought when you reach the 13 pieces mark, even though most players would argue it's only a drought when it reaches around 20-ish. Now that was a really big drought, a 27 piece drought. Gunter was able to make it clean and score 2 Tetrises out of this drought. Bergtroll will get 1. So less than a Tetris difference between both players. Oh, and Gunter with the adjustment to be Tetris ready, that was very well played, and he's taking the lead actually thanks to that adjustment. And he's Tetris ready again. Meanwhile, Bergtroll is ready of his own as well, but we are in a drought. The well is open again, but no long bar inside. 23 pieces drought and counting. Oh, and of course the well is covered when the bar is coming. That's absolute classic. And again, a long bar comes with a covered well. That's quite unfortunate. The third one's a charm though for Gunter. Able to score Tetris and keeping his lead. Which means that the drought was not any easier for Bergtroll to deal with. Okay, Gunter Tetris ready, able to regain the lead with a 10k. But Bergtroll will fire back immediately. And Gunter firing back again. Back to a 10k lead, and this time it will take a bit more time for for Bergtroll, sorry, to be ready again. There he is. Meanwhile, now it's Gunter with a few holes, and that oh, and that misdrop and that S. It was a rough piece into a very rough misdrop. And now that's a lot of cleanup to do for Gunter. It's yeah, it's gonna be at best some pace lost. Oh, he didn't go for the flat bar to burn the line. Maybe it was not the. Maybe he was correct to do so, though. Who am I to suggest a play? Okay, this is more manageable, but still not a good board to score in. Thankfully for him, I would say it's a drought, so he's not losing as much pace as it could be, but that board is still not looking great. Still a lot of holes. Can he survive this? The drought allows the gap to still be somewhat manageable. Okay, that's a good piece. That is not, though. And that is not for sure. Okay, that's a dirty Tetris actually for Gunter, super high up the board. That also will give him a lot of breathing room. But he's now down to a 4 Tetris deficit. So yeah, it's a pretty good performance to have survived this, to be honest. But sadly, there's still a price to pay, and it's in this case 4 Tetrises. And he's already in 19. Also, that makes the gap even bigger because he has 120k behind, but with a one level, he's full level ahead of Bergtroll. And Gunter is playing Dust, so he won't be able to score anything past level 29. And oh, those 2 squares were a bit shaky. They should be low enough, thankfully. But he's still gonna need some decent pieces to be safe out of this. So far he's maneuvering fairly well. But it will also require the pieces to cooperate. So far it does, I would say. But that's still not a good position to score. Getting that long bar to the left. Unlocking the full power of Das. But sadly he's not out of the mud yet. And more importantly, he has a pretty big deficit now. Bergtroll can almost afford to take this to 29 if he can score. If he can score on that level. Like lightning. Oh, and now Gunter is in trouble. You're always on the edge when you play 19 on Das, and I think that edge has been crossed, and that's gonna be the end for Gunter. Bergtroll is clear at 624 and will advance to the next round. So Bergtroll is advancing to top 8. And it's gonna be the end for the main admin of this tournament, Gunter. So yeah, maybe the last. I don't know if it's the last time you see it on stream. Probably will join to commentate, but the last time you see him as a player for the main organizer. So yeah, big shout out to him. Bergtroll also part of the organizing team, but he will continue. You will see him again. He's gonna be advancing to top 6. Let's take a look at the bracket. So Bergtroll is gonna face now in the next round. So another French duel. Meanwhile, Shuichi is gonna face the loser of Mark versus Obelix, which is still going on right now on Classic Tetris, on the main Classic Tetris.